Welcome to U.S. Briefing. Saudi Arabia to enrich own uranium under nuclear deal with U.S. and Israel. Telegraph. Israel is reportedly working with the U.S. on plans to help Saudi Arabia enrich uranium, as part of a broader deal to normalize relations between the two countries. The proposal would make Saudi Arabia the second Middle Eastern country, after Iran, to openly enrich uranium. The plan has caused controversy in Israel, with opposition leaders warning against nuclear proliferation in the region. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has given positive signals about normalization with Israel, but stressed that progress would also require steps towards resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. An end in sight? Striking writers in Hollywood studios resume negotiations for second day. Associated Press. Hollywood studios and striking screenwriters are resuming negotiations in an attempt to end the nearly 5-month dispute that has halted many film and television productions. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, representing the industry's studios, streaming services and production companies, and the Writers Guild of America issued a rare joint statement on Wednesday saying they would continue bargaining on Thursday. Anonymous sources have said the writers and industry representatives are near to an agreement, but if a deal is not reached, the strike is likely to continue until the end of the year. The strike is nearing record length, and if it continues through September 30, it will be the longest in the union's history and the longest Hollywood strike since 1945. Exclusive. India's JSW Steel slows process to buy stake in Canada Tech coal unit source. Reuters. JSW Steel, India's largest steelmaker, is slowing down its efforts to acquire a stake in the steelmaking coal unit of Canada's Tech Resources due to the diplomatic spat between the two countries. The deterioration of trade ties between India and Canada follows the expulsion of each other's diplomats after a dispute over the murder of a Sikh separatist leader in Canada. The acquisition of a Canadian company by a foreign company is subject to a national security review. JSW Steel has been in talks with investment banks, including Standard Chartered and Deutsche Bank, to secure funding for the transaction. Nigeria's Tinubu urges UN to help curb exploitation of Africa's resources. Reuters. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has called on the United Nations, UN, to take a more active role in addressing poverty, security, and illicit resource extraction in Africa. Tinubu met with UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres during the UN General Assembly in New York. Tinubu highlighted the issue of malign actors engaging in illicit activities, such as resource smuggling and weapons trafficking, which exploit Africa's mineral wealth and undermine stability. Tinubu urged the UN to become a proactive coordination center and called for effective collaboration in addressing poverty and security issues. Guterres acknowledged the need for comprehensive reform within the UN to address institutional weaknesses and improve decision-making power for developing nations. In his speech at the UN General Assembly, Tinubu criticized military coups in West Africa and pledged to support the re-establishment of constitutional order in Niger. U.S. House of Representatives votes to block debate on military funding. Reuters. The U.S. House of Representatives has voted to block consideration of a military funding bill for the fiscal year starting on October 1. This move further complicates the passage of a temporary funding bill to prevent government shutdowns at the end of this month. Ryder Cup 23, capsules of the U.S. players at Marco Simone. Associated Press. The article provides a brief overview of each member of the American team for the upcoming Ryder Cup. Here are the key details for each player. Scottie Scheffler, age 27, world ranking, 1, Ryder Cup record, 201, career victories, 6, majors, Masters, 2022. Wyndham Clark, age 29, world ranking, 10, Ryder Cup record, rookie, career victories, 2, majors, US Open, 2023. Brian Harman, age 36, world ranking, 9, Ryder Cup record, rookie, career victories, 3, majors, British Open, 2023. Patrick Cantlay, age 31, world ranking, 5, Ryder Cup record, 301, career victories, 8, majors, none. Max Homa, age 32, world ranking, 7, Ryder Cup record, rookie, career victories, 6, majors, none. Xander Schauffele, age 29, world ranking, 6, Ryder Cup record, 310, career victories, 8, majors, none. Brooks Koepka, age 33, world ranking, 15, Ryder Cup record, 651, career victories, 14, majors, US Open, 2017, 2018, PGA Championship, 2018, 2019, 2023. Jordan Spieth, age 30, world ranking, 12, Ryder Cup record, 873, career victories, 16, majors, Masters, 2015, US Open, 2015, British Open, 2017. Colin Morikawa, age 26, world ranking, 19, Ryder Cup record, 301, career victories, 6, majors, PGA Championship, 2020, British Open, 2021. Sam Burns, age 27, world ranking, 20, Ryder Cup record, rookie, career victories, 5, majors, none. Ricky Fowler, age 34, world ranking, 25, Ryder Cup record, 375, career victories, 10, majors, none. Justin Thomas, age 30, world ranking, 24, Ryder Cup record, 621, career victories, 15, majors, PGA Championship, 2017, 2022. The article highlights some notable moments or achievements for each player, as well as their strengths and weaknesses. Overall, the American team is composed of a mix of experienced Ryder Cup veterans and rookies, with a strong lineup of talented players. Nvidia, other U.S. chip stocks stall over valuation, industry worries. Reuters. Shares of Nvidia and other U.S. semiconductor companies are declining as investors grow wary of steep valuations, rising treasury yields, and signs of industry concern. The Philadelphia SE Semiconductor Index rose more than 50% this year until July, with Nvidia's shares tripling as the company's market value surpassed $1 trillion. However, the SOX Semiconductor Index is off over 7% this month, and shares of Nvidia have declined more than 14% in September amid concerns about valuations and increasing treasury yields. Brazil's federal tax revenue down in August for third straight month. Reuters. Brazil's federal tax revenue fell for the third consecutive month in August, declining by 4.14% in real terms compared to the same month last year. The data was impacted by a 23.3% drop in corporate tax collection and a 16.64% decrease in import taxes. The weakening of the dollar against the real, reduced import volumes, and lower oil royalty revenues contributed to the negative outcome. The decline in tax revenue poses challenges for the government in improving public finances and balancing the budget. Financial markets are skeptical of the government's goal of eliminating the primary budget deficit by 2024. Can the Supreme Court be saved? The Guardian. A new documentary series called Deadlocked: How America Shaped the Supreme Court traces the court's relationship with politics, showing how it has turned from a respectful dance into a toxic marriage. The program covers landmark decisions such as Brown v. Board of Education, Roe v. Wade, and Bush v. Gore. It also examines the court's role in shaping American society and the impact of political alliances on its rulings. The series argues that the court's relationship with public opinion has been complex, leading at times and following at others. The documentary notes that the court's role as a political actor became more pronounced following the death of conservative Justice Antonin Scalia in 2016. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell refused to act on President Barack Obama's nomination of Merrick Garland to replace Scalia, insisting that the seat remain vacant in an election year. Donald Trump exploited the situation to release a list of 11 potential Supreme Court nominees, which helped to attract religious conservatives troubled by his past support for abortion rights. The program argues that the court's politicization has been turbocharged by the rise of right-wing groups such as the Federalist Society, which has played a critical role in tilting the court to the right. The series concludes that the court faces a crisis of legitimacy, with extremist rulings out of step with public opinion and ethics scandals involving right-wing justices. It argues that the court's reputation is at stake and questions what the future holds if it continues to chart its own path rather than respecting the delicate balance of the U.S. government's tripartite system. The documentary also raises concerns about what would happen if the court sided with a future president who refused to accept the results of an election, adding that the U.S. is in uncharted waters and the survival of its democracy is at stake. Thailand's new PM meets Tesla chief Musk in New York. Reuters. Thailand's new Prime Minister, Srettha Thavisin, met with Tesla CEO Elon Musk in New York to discuss the electric vehicle (EV) industry. Thailand has been offering incentives to EV and battery makers and tax cuts to local EV buyers in order to remain a regional auto center. The country is currently Asia's fourth largest automobile assembly hub and produces around 1.5 million to 2 million vehicles annually, half of which are exported. EVs are gaining traction in Southeast Asia, making up 6.4% of all passenger car sales in the region in Q2 2021. Thailand is the largest market for EVs in Southeast Asia, followed by Vietnam and Indonesia. Tesla launched its models in Thailand last year, but Southeast Asia accounted for less than 1% of Tesla's global sales. Fox News anchors hail Murdoch's indelible imprint as he steps down. The Independent. Fox News anchors praised Rupert Murdoch's influence on the media landscape as he stepped down from his role at the network. Anchor Bill Hemmer described Murdoch's work as innumerable and extraordinary and said the media mogul had created all of this and so much more across America and the globe. Dana Perino, another anchor, said, "Without him, we would not be here." Journalists outside Fox criticized the obsequious tone of the announcement, with one comparing it to state TV in North Korea. Murdoch's influence was also discussed, with one commentator saying, "We live in Murdoch's world." Nordqvist embracing double duty at Solheim Cup. Swede is playing and acting as vice-captain. Associated Press. Anna Nordqvist, a player for Team Europe in the Solheim Cup, is also serving as an assistant captain for the team. Nordqvist, the most experienced player on both teams, believes that her dual role will not interfere with her performance on the course. She sees her role as a mentor to the younger players on the team, using her experience and knowledge to offer advice and support. Nordqvist was chosen as an assistant captain by Captain Suzanne Pettersson and also qualified for the team as a player. This is the first time since 2011 that a player has acted as a captain while also playing in the Solheim Cup. UAE mulls export controls on items sanctioned by US, EU, Bloomberg. Reuters. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, is considering introducing export licenses for items including chips and other components that are sanctioned by the US and EU and used by Russia's military in Ukraine, according to Bloomberg News. This move could potentially hurt Russia's ability to support its military operations in Ukraine. Dubai has been identified as a key transshipment point for components supporting Russia's war effort, which has raised concerns among US, UK, and EU sanctions envoys. The UAE has stated that it strictly abides by UN sanctions and has clear processes in place to deal with sanctioned entities. 2 young children die after Amish buggy struck by pickup truck in upstate New York. Associated Press. 2 children, aged 1 and 3, have been killed and 4 others injured after a pickup truck crashed into the back of an Amish buggy in northern New York. The driver of the truck was uninjured. The investigation into the incident is ongoing. Let's Get It On songwriter's estate drops Ed Sheeran copyright verdict appeal. Reuters. The heirs of a musician who co-wrote Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On have decided to drop their appeal of a U.S. jury verdict that cleared Ed Sheeran of copyright infringement. The heirs of songwriter Ed Townsend sued Sheeran, Warner Music, and Sony Music in 2017, claiming that Sheeran's hit song Thinking Out Loud copied the heart of Gaye's classic. However, a jury determined in May that Sheeran's song did not infringe on Townsend's copyright. The court filing states that Townsend's estate will withdraw the appeal with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.